Welcome to the Angry Nerd Podcast. My name is Arshawn Wade, aka the Angry Nerd. The Angry Nerd Podcast is taped in front of a live Facebook audience from my mom's basement. The Angry Nerd Podcast is brought to you by some bad life choices and a few shattered dreams. The Angry Nerd Podcast is made possible by money that my wife gives me from my SSI check, a chick named Joni, and proceeds from listeners like you. And if you want to be one of the listeners that helps contribute to this show getting better and better, go to Cash App. My Cash App is $ the Angry Nerd. But wait, we're not internet begging out here at the Angry Nerd Podcast. Oh no, we have merch. You can purchase one of the Angry Nerd Podcast t-shirts. They come in colors black and white. You can get sizes small through extra large for the low price of $20 plus shipping and handling. If you follow me on Facebook, inbox me. If you watch me on if you listen to me on Podbean, Spotify, or YouTube, then you hit me up on customteesbyarshawn.com. Go to that website. It's an active website. You can go there and make an order just like any of my other customers do, and let me know that you want an Angry Nerd Podcast t-shirt, and I'll take care of you. All right, now that we got the shameless plugs taken care of, hold on, let me wave at some of my people in the chat. If you're listening on Podbean, Spotify, or YouTube, when I reference the chat, I'm talking to the men and women of Facebook, my friends and family members all over the country who watch on Facebook Live as I record this for you guys on Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. So getting right into it, tonight's topic, Valentine's Day, a day of love or a celebration of simping? You guys let me know. Let me know in the chat. I'll read out some comments and let some of the listeners on Podbean and Spotify know what other people think. Because I'm going to give you here. I'm torn. Here's the dichotomy of Valentine's Day for me. Because while I'm not a pimp, I knew that. Growing up, I knew that. You know, when everybody was in the hood deciding what role they were going to play, some people sold drugs, and then you had the athletes, and you had the students, you had the guys who were ladies' men or gigolos, players, whatever, what have you. And I felt like I could play the role of a pimp, but I just don't have the heart. I just don't have the heart to be a pimp. I just think that kind of brother has, like those parents that beat you behind with an extension cord, whatever they have that allows them to psychologically do that and sleep well. I think pimps are made up the same kind of way. That's what I think. Yep. Thank you. That's what I think. So I don't have the heart to do that. So, but pimp bones do reside in this body. I got some pimp bones that are in this body. So when I indulge in an institution like Valentine's Day, there's a part of me that feels like I am a sucker. I'm a sucker. I'm not a square. You know, I mean, I am, but I'm not. You know, like, I'm privy to the game. I know that these things are the game. Billions of dollars are being spent this weekend. And I just put quite a bit of money into that billions of dollars. I indulged. I am here to put my business out there first. I'll put my business out there first and say that I have indulged in I don't believe in holidays. I don't celebrate holidays, but I know that my wife, my children, my family members, my in-laws, they all celebrate holidays, and these things mean a great deal to them. And I've shared before on this platform why I really don't deal with holidays. I just kind of got numb to it, and that was being in jail. When you're in jail, one of the things that I've learned as a coping mechanism being in jail was to not expect good things. Excuse me. If you get to the point to where you expect a letter, you expect a phone call, you expect a money order, you set yourself up for disappointment. So I totally disengaged from any of that kind of stuff. And so once I got out of jail, I just lived my life that way. First of all, as an amateur anarchist, I don't believe in all of that capitalist commercial bullcrap anyway. I don't believe in any of that anyway. So it was very easy for me to unplug because I don't believe in it anyway. I see the facade. I see how we took the most unmaterialistic man who ever walked the face of the earth, if he ever did, and made it the most materialistic day of the year. His birthday. Come on. So I already have those preconceived notions about holidays and stuff anyway. So when I stopped celebrating, it was no big deal. But my wife, my kids, my family, these people, they don't share the same views that I share, and I respect that. So I indulge just the tiniest bit. Like, I only buy people one gift. I know there are people who are like, you only bought your kid one gift. I don't believe in the crap anyway. I indulged. If your mother wants to go and spend all of her hard-earned money on you some toys and a PlayStation 5 and shoes, fine, do it. That's okay. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it, not because they said I should. It's Christmas. You have to spend money on your kids, or you ain't shit as a parent. That's the unspoken. That's what a commercial represents to me. Hey kids, do you see this toy? It's the best toy on the market. If your parents don't get it for you, guess what? That parent ain't shit. That's what I think. So I apply that same logic to Valentine's Day. They show her Kay's jeweler. They got the chocolate chip diamonds jumping this year. They got the rose gold band. They showing it. Listen, ladies, it's Valentine's Day. If your husband doesn't get you the chocolate diamond from Kay's jeweler, he ain't shit. That's what it equates to. That's what it equates to. Once upon a time, my wife and I were joking earlier, once upon a time, going to one of the street vendors on the corner and getting one of those big baskets with the teddy bear and the champagne and the other cheap little trinkets, that was acceptable. That was suitable. That's no longer suitable, gentlemen. Trust me, I found out the hard way. I'd been out of the loop for a while, and I bought no girl one of those. She changed her phone number, blocked me on Facebook and Moco Space. This lets you know how long ago that was. She blocked me on Moco Space, and that was that. So I learned the hard way. That's not cool anymore. You have to spend bread on these women these days. And I don't look at Valentine's Day as something beautiful and something that is something that should be looked forward to. I think of Valentine's Day as the suckerest type of situation that you can ever visit upon a people. You want to know how I prove that I love you? Because I get up and I go to work every day. Because I give a large portion of my income to the bank for my mortgage that keeps a roof over your head. I give another chunk of my income to the insurance people and the car payment people and to the Walmart, and I pay bills. Because let's be honest, is there really truly a holiday that celebrates men? There isn't one. This situation is about women, and it's about women objectifying men. And if you are not going to do what they want you to do, which is simp, for those of my squares who are out there and wonder what is this word that I am using, it sounds like pimp, it sounds like limp, simp. A simp is a guy who will pander to a young lady. There's a difference between treating a woman with love, care, concern, respect, and simping. Simping is a guy who goes above and beyond the call of duty in pursuit of achieving this woman's affection. That's a simp. So when I say I feel simpish by indulging in the institution of Valentine's Day, that's what I mean, because I understand that it's commercial bullcrap. I know exactly what it is. It's a game. It's a scam. It boosts the economy just like Christmas does, just like Black Friday does. We live in a capitalist society. So we have to remember all roads. If you've been watching this show or listening to this show for any amount of time, one of the constants is that all roads, for me, for the angry nerd, all roads lead to capitalism. Capitalism is the angst of this country. That's what the problem is. Capitalism is the crux of every major problem that we have in this country. And just because this isn't the show for it, I'm going to do a show on how capitalism, there's a correlation between capitalism and every major ill that we face in this country. And I promise you, once I get done painting that picture, you'll feel the same way. And here's where I'm at with it. Do you remember the guy in the Matrix? He was like, I know that when I eat this steak, the Matrix is going to tell me that it's a juicy steak. And I know that it's not real, but I love it. That guy, most of us, most intelligent people are that guy. I know this is bullcrap. I know it is. But I don't want my kid not to get a present. I don't want my wife not to get chocolates. I don't want my wife to be the only girl in the book club that doesn't have a new chocolate diamond on her finger. I guess I'll go over to Zales or Kay's Jeweler, Sissy's Log Cabin, and I'll go and I'll take out a line of credit. Credit is one of the chief tenets of capitalism. Everything goes back to capitalism, and this Valentine's Day is no different. They bank on the fact that the majority of guys are simps, and they're going to do whatever that little lady that said that she would only give her vagina to him all those years ago says. Whatever it takes to keep her happy, that's what's going to happen. Thank you for not sharing your vagina with other guys' day. That's what they should call it. How about we call it that? Because that's all it boils down to at the end of the day. If this one day is like the pivotal moment in our relationship, we didn't have anything worth having anyway. We didn't have a situation that was solid to begin with. Because, like I told my wife, I prefer just because. I bought you a pair of shoes today just because I saw them and was like, dang, those would look good on him. Because I'm that kind of guy. I'm like, wow, that t-shirt is good. I do, even if it's something small as a $7 t-shirt, but it looks cool. Hey, I'm going to grab that because I want to see how her breasts look in that shirt. I think that's more special than doing something because you feel obligated to do it. Because even though I say I don't celebrate holidays, I always bend. I don't break, I don't fold, but I always bend. Because I don't want to disappoint my kids, because I don't want to disappoint my wife. That is social pressure being applied by the machine. That's why we feel that way. That's why we fold under the pressure. And oftentimes, by proxy, we simp. Most of us will simp. There are certain non-issues, unrealistic and unreasonable things to where it's like you don't even have to take a stand on that we won't do. But for the most part, most of our wives can look at us a certain way and we know this is serious. Okay. This is the fourth time she's mentioned this chocolate diamond from Kay's. Now, mind you, I didn't buy the diamond. I just want to put that out there. I didn't buy the diamond. She may be watching or listening at this point, and I don't want her sitting in the living room going, oh, he keep on mentioning this chocolate diamond. I know he got it. Oh, Lord. No, I didn't. I didn't go there. But I did indulge. I did, however, indulge, and I don't want anybody who may feel that they are betraying their personal convictions by indulging. I don't want anyone to feel like that. I feel like it's not important to me, but it is important to the person that I care about. So I will indulge a little. I will indulge, but it's going to be conditional. I'm not going to go off the deep end like other people do when these holidays come around. But I also won't go get you the basket off the corner for $25 either. So I'm like in between there, I'm like in the middle. But I wonder, I'm going to scroll down real quick because I had some comments. I saw my boy Julian in the comments a minute ago. I wanted to see what he had to say. Oh, my man Julian Worthy, what up, boy? He said, it's death day in my eyes. I agree. I get that. Death to your finances. Death to your finances. Julian said, I still want my shirt, bro. I got you, man. Shoot me an inbox with the picture. We're going to press you up, man, and I'll send it out to you. Steve Holloman says, Valentine's Day is a simp's holiday. A day where billions of dudes get friend zoned for dudes who sleep on the homeboy's couch. Wow, let me drop a bomb on my man Steve. Wow. I have to read that again. I want to make sure that my listeners on Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube grasp the reality of this brother's words. Valentine's Day is a simp's holiday, a day where billions of dudes get friend zoned for dudes who sleep on their homeboy's couch. Another bomb. Wow. That's harsh. But let me tell you something. That is reality for a lot of guys. That's reality for a lot of people. Amber Hancock, what do you have to say? I love hearing from the ladies, especially on topics like this. Let's see what Amber says. I don't think it's either. Jesse and I do love stuff all year, and I think it can be fun, but not necessary. Also, I don't know what a simp is. Ha, ha, ha. Well, Amber, let's drop a bomb on you because I like what you said. Boom, boom, boom. I agree. I agree with what you said. And I just defined what a simp is, so I hope that helps you out next time that you're in the hood and you hear pimps talking about simps and squares and how square love. Anyways, we'll get on to something else. Suckers investing in, I'm sorry, let me bring up the whole thing. Mediocre vagina. Yeah, simp. Suckers investing in mediocre, boop. We're going to say that. Just because I know I got some youngsters that watch this show and listen to the show, I won't say that. But yeah, that's 100, man. And I'm going to give you a bomb on that too. But anyways, getting right back down to it. See, and here's where I get, the line between gentleman and simp gets convoluted. Because a lot of guys will think that, well, I'm not supposed to do nothing for a lady, or I'm a simp. And that is untrue. Doing things for women, taking care of your lady, pleasing her, making her happy, doing things, that's not simping. That's not simping. That's been a good man. That's been a good husband or boyfriend or whatever that side dude, whatever it is, whatever your role is, you're doing a good thing. Simping is going above and beyond the call of duty. Like my man was just saying about how these guys are getting friend zoned and these other guys are getting the, benefits. So it's because of the simping. Why? It goes back to 4 months ago. No, I lied. 6 months ago, I did a show on women trading their vagina. We raise prostitutes, passive aggressive prostitutes, and we teach our daughters to barter their vagina for chocolates and trinkets. But no one wants to have that conversation. No one wants to have that conversation. We train our daughters to be passive aggressive prostitutes. If he don't have no money, girl, he can't get no box. Oh, I guess nobody's ever had that. No woman has had that conversation with her mom. I guess no mom has had that conversation with her daughter. A man, I don't care how cute he is, girl. What kind of job does he have? What kind of money does he have? Enters the simp. Enters the simp. The simp says, I don't care. I will put all of my personal convictions to the side. I will bow down. I will jump through hoops. I will bend over backwards. I will play the fool for you. That's the simp. There's an old school song. Everybody plays the fool sometime. Might be factual, might be cruel. Everybody plays the fool. Well, the simp is permanently employed as the fool. If everybody plays the fool at some point in time, the simp is permanently employed. He has a permanent position as the fool because he doesn't care. He doesn't. Oftentimes, these guys have no morality. Oftentimes, these guys have no decency. They're creeps. But the dollar bill makes the world go around. So because he is willing to part with his hard-earned money so effortlessly, he's always going to an extent, he's always going to have a leg up on guys who have morals, decency, self-esteem. He's going to have a leg up on those guys because there are certain things I'm not willing to do to prove my love. There are certain things that I'm not willing to compromise in an effort to prove my love. Whereas the simp is the guy. Here's my black people are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. White people, you guys will catch it in a second. I got you right after this. But the simp is the equivalent of the guy who eats the watermelon and tap dances and sings and says, "Mammy," in those old blaxploitation films and those old down-home Negro movies. That's the equivalent of a simp, someone who is willing to exploit any and everything in pursuit of this woman's affection. I don't care. You could talk about my mama. You could slap. I'll spend whatever money. Baby, please. And they often say things like, "I'll drink your bathwater." That is a simp statement. No girl's that fine. I don't give a damn. But that's a simp statement because men have morals. They have a personal constitution. There are certain things that I'm not okay with. There are certain issues and I take a stand on it, and that's that. If it's a deal breaker for you, it is what it is. A simp, or I like one of the new terms that they use now. Now everybody's talking about alpha males. So enters the beta male. And I really think that alpha male is a derogatory term. Talked about that a couple of shows ago. I don't really like the definition of alpha male, but if we're going to use popular language, then if most men are the alpha males, then the simp is in essence the beta. He's the beta male. He's the guy in every sitcom. If you grew up in the 90s, he's the guy in every sitcom that the girl doodled on. The simp is Steve Urkel. Here we go, white people. I told you. Didn't I tell you I got y'all? I got you, white people. I got you. I told you I was going to illustrate it to where you guys can get it too. Because you guys might not have caught the whole step and fetch it bit about the guy the coon. Mammy. You might not have caught that one. But I got one for you. Steve Urkel is the embodiment of a simp. What was it on Boy Meets World? Corey on Boy Meets World. Screech on Saved by the Bell. These guys are the simps. You got AC Slater. He like, what? They couldn't pull the kind of stuff on AC Slater that they could push on Screech. Hey, Screech, go stand out here in the snow and hold this sign for us so we can pull a prank on Dean Morris. Okay. Kelly, come over there, please, Screech. We need you to do it. Because Zach and AC already told her, hey, catch a ramp, tramp. They already told her, kick rocks. Screech is the simp. Sure, I'll do it. Anything for you, Kelly. This is a simp. Not saying that these brothers did it all the way the right way. Because there's a way to be a man without it being disrespectful or without it being so blunt and so brazen that it offends people. There's a way to be a man and take a stand without doing that. Or you could be the kind of man who's not messed up about what kind of static comes behind putting that energy out there. I'm not saying that's wrong either. But what I am saying is that you don't want undue issues. So there's a respectful way of letting somebody know I don't rock like that. So that's my thing. But the simp will never do that. That's why Valentine's Day, in my opinion, is a simp's holiday. This is where the simp really gets to spread his wings, so to speak. Because The simp doesn't have longevity in a relationship with a single woman. The simp, here's why. On a molecular level, whether this woman is aware of it or not, she seeks out spiritually and physically the alpha, the stand-up guy, the guy who's going to tell her, no, we're not doing that. Mean it, stand on it. It is what it is. She actually wants that guy, but she has been conditioned in society. In this society, she has been conditioned that the vagina runs the relationship. And oftentimes we see this in the low-income communities. Most women in the low-income communities, they only thing of value that they have to offer, that they think they have to offer. Let me say that, because I know that there is so much more that they have to offer. But oftentimes when you come from a place of low income, you don't have a lot of information. You don't have a lot of reference points as to what a woman is or how a woman should be. So you wind up living life on, flapping in the wind. So oftentimes the only thing that women from the low-income communities think that they have to offer is their vagina, their behind, their breast. Well, I know that there are women who are so, like stumped down in their womanhood and their feminism and all that kind of stuff that they will, oh, he's just talking trash about women. No, I'm not. Scroll down IG. Get on IG and see how many thousands, maybe millions of women are on there bearing their breast, bearing their vagina print, or bearing their behind. That's all you have to do. Get on there and scroll one time and stop your finger on it, and you're going to stop on some TNA. It's going to happen. So there are more women who conduct themselves in that fashion than just women from the low-income communities. But oftentimes that's the go-to place for women from the low-income communities, because they haven't been brought up in a way to where they feel that anything else that they have is of value. And after a while, a woman is going to grow tired of the simp, because who wants to go into a situation with a man who can't behave and conduct himself in the fashion of a man? Oftentimes, do you remember Coming to America? The rich dude, simp. He's a simp. Excuse me, not Eddie Murphy. I don't think Eddie Murphy was a simp. He did some other tangible things to prove his love other than money. That's what I asked on several shows. I think it was about 10 shows ago and 2 perms ago that, shout out Sugar Free. It was 2 perms ago that I talked about women operating in their proper capacity. I talked about women operating in their proper capacity, being the most powerful beings on the face of the planet. We see what we have by them running around doing whatever, letting them call the shots. Toxic masculinity. Oh, homophobic. So the simp, they've taken real men and taken us to the court of public opinion, tried us and found us guilty, and have us blocked over in a corner. The real men. You can't even have a real man's conversation. You got to look over both shoulders before you say some real man shit, because you got to make sure that you're not offending anybody. We can't even just talk plain anymore. You got to shh. Hey, and all of that comes. Arshawn, what does this have to do with Valentine's Day? This is how the simp has gained power. Radio, television, the internet. Who runs that? People say corporations, companies, CEOs. But wait, let's get down to the most granular level of the thing. Who are these people? Who are these people? They are the nerds. The rise of the simp. They control the media. They control the radio. They control the internet. The simp. The guy who never got the girl in high school. Now he has the money, he has the control, he has the power, and he has taken our love, care, and concern and turned it into a dollar. And I get angry because so many Americans don't have a problem with the fact that we are only engaging in this activity because they said so. Had they not said so, what would we do? I always ask that question. You think you made a choice. You only chose from what was presented. Had they not presented you with Nike or Reebok, what would you have chosen? So you engage in an activity unconsciously, like breathing. No one ever questions why. When you sneeze, achoo, bless you. No one questions why we say bless you. We just say bless you, or it's impolite. Where did that come from? I researched it and found out nobody knows. So my theory is, once upon a time, people believed that when you sneezed, your soul was trying to escape. And when it didn't escape, because if your soul escaped, then your body would die. And since it didn't, they say, oh, bless you, you got to live another day. You got to live another day. Your soul didn't escape. Achoo! Oh, bless you. Whew. You was almost gone. You was almost out of here. That's my theory, because we can't figure it out. But we do it unconsciously. Every year, Valentine's rolls around. Well, got to get Maud her chocolate. She likes that Ferrero Rocher. Yep, she likes it, so I got to get it for her. That's what I heard my friend's dad saying the other day, and I was just like, all right. And it's like, why? You know, like they sell Ferrero Rocher all year round. You realize that, right? You don't have to wait till February 14th to get Ferrero Rocher. This ain't the 20s when we didn't know if they had got enough cocoa last season to make some or not. Like you could just go to the store and buy some. Yep. But it's Valentine's Day. Oh, and it's disgusting. I hate it. And I hate what it represents. And I hate knowing the fact that there are some of us, there are those among us on February 14th, on Sunday night, there's going to be somebody who shouldn't be engaging in extramarital activities who will be, because of the institution of simping. Because he is willing to belie his inherently male instincts. He is willing to put pride and ego to the side in the name of catering to this lady, indulging in this lady, overly so, excessively indulging, all in an effort to be in the vicinity of the vagina. I told my daughter this. Some people think I'm wrong for it, but Cardi B says WAP on the radio. I can't stop her from hearing that. So I have to talk to her the way I want to talk to her, because I want to make sure that the message gets across. I feel like a lot of people in my life growing up failed getting the message across to me, because they would beat around the bush and they would sugarcoat, and they just didn't give it to me raw. And I told my daughter, listen, some little guy took an interest in her. No, it's not like that, Dad. We're friends. Sweetheart, there is no reason for a boy to be your friend, save for one simple fact, that you're the guardian of the vagina. I have never met a woman in the history of my life and I thought, wow, I bet she's a good friend. Oh, look at her. Oh, I wish I had a friend like that. Oh, she seems like the friendliest friend in the world. Oh, I bet she always texts back. I bet she has great advice too. Oh, I bet she gives you best advice. Ooh, I can't wait to meet her, man. I want to be her friend. Ooh, friends to the end. No, that's not how it works. Dang, that mother effer fine. Whoo. Oh boy, good Lord, look at that tail on her. Whoo, look at them legs. Whoo, she got legs long. Oh Lord. Oh, look at them sweater puppets. Oh boy, them hanging like slaves, boy. Whoo, damn. That's typically how it goes. Usually that's what catches a guy's attention. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, I've never seen nobody more beautiful than her. And I told my daughter, listen, sweetheart, this young man, I've been a lot of things. As a man, I think that's why men, this isn't being male chauvinist, I think this is why men make better actors. Because we are born acting. We're born acting. You don't believe me? We act for our mom. Come here, Tutu. Come here, do that dance for me. We act for our mom. We act for our dad. Stand up straight, boy. Use good posture. Stand up like a man. We stick our chest out. We act for everybody. We go to church. We act like church boys. We on the playground. We act like knuckleheads. We spend our entire lives acting. Once we find out what vaginas can do, oh, Denzel doesn't have anything on a brother in pursuit of vagina. We will do whatever act we need to do to get us in the vicinity of the vagina in hopes of one day getting it. That's how it works. This is what I told my daughter. I told my kid, it is what it is. I know it's a hard way of looking at things. Dad, you're just an old, jaded man. That's all it is. You're old and you're jaded. I said, all right, old and jaded, but I'm giving you this information. Whatever you do, don't bust down. Nobody likes a bust down. Nobody. Don't be a bust down. So you listen, you be careful around this little guy. You know, look, she's 16 now. I can't be like, she can't have a boyfriend. I have to give her the information. Be careful around this little guy. Because listen, guys come with penises and penises cause pregnancies. That's how it works. That's exactly how it works. There's no way around it. Guys have penises. Penises cause pregnancies. Pregnancies ruin lives, shatter dreams, all of that. I just want you to know that. Y'all can be friends, but just know he has a penis. Penis ruins lives. Penis makes lives. Okay? All right, sweetie? So 3-4 weeks go by. We're talking. Hey, how are things going on with you and little Shadrach? And she says, we're not really friends anymore. How you not friends? My prayer, now mind you, in my mind, I'm like, please don't tell me that she gave it up. Please, Lord, don't tell me that she gave it up. He hit it and quit it. This man that hit and quit it and ran off on my baby. Please, Lord, don't tell me that's what happened. So she says, well, I didn't want to tell you. Mom told me that you were going to tell me. I told you so, but you were right. He wanted to date me. I didn't like him like that. Blase, blase, you know, so we're not cool anymore. I muted the phone. I said, thank you, God. Bless you. All right. Oh, well, that's unfortunate, babe. I really wish your mother wouldn't have told you that, because I never would have thought of telling you I told you so. I just want to be there for you. I muted the phone again. I was like, I told you. Told you. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm a petty parent. I like when I was right and I get to tell my kid, didn't I tell you? All right now. I'm sorry, that feels good. It tastes good. But the long and the short of it is this. Because simps control the media, simps control the information that we ingest, you got to think about it. Have you ever met a handsome CEO? CEO and handsome don't usually go together. There's even the younger ones. He's the youngest CEO, and he gets up there and he gets up there and he's like, wow, you're like, all right, there's another unhandsome smart dude with a bunch of money. And that's who runs the world. And people don't realize that. And they are exacting their revenge on society. I'm going to make all of you guys that have had a six-pack since you were 3. I'm going to make all of you guys who've had a six-pack since you were 3. All of you guys who have always had a sparkling white smile and straight teeth. I'm going to make the AC Slaters and I'm going to make the Zach Morrises of the world pay. Just like I had to pay. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 27 years old, and I am going to make them pay. Arshawn, you're crazy. That's the statement. Arshawn, you're crazy. Question. Did you buy your lady something for Valentine's Day or didn't you? All right then. That's exactly my point. And it may sound far-fetched. It may sound crazy. It may sound crazy because it is something that you're not, it's a thought process, and it's a line of thinking that you have not thought about, that you may or may not have known even existed. I didn't even know that I should question that. You didn't ask questions in church, so why would you question that? You didn't ask questions in school unless you were in math class. It's the only class I know where everybody's hand always goes up. So before we wind up in another crisis this Christmas, because I don't care what anyone says, the working class, Christmas is a crisis for the working class. Y'all can act like I'm the only one who's ever tried to bounce back with my income tax check. I don't get income tax checks anymore, but when I did, that was the bounce back. When I indulged heavily in those holidays and things, that was the bounce back. Oh, Lord, please let me get these taxes back so I can get my accounts back in the black. Everything's in red. So before we wind up unconsciously indulging in some behavior in this country, we should always question it. Didn't I tell y'all these people gave blankets infested with smallpox to the people? That was the government that did that. I'm just saying, you think they're beyond suggestive selling like that? To where they put pressure on common men and women? They put enmity in our households. And they're called commercials. Because if you don't get this, you ain't shit. That's the unspoken. Hey, just because I said it doesn't make it law, doesn't make it everything. I don't know everything. These are just my thoughts. These are my opinions. These are the things that I think about when I'm on the way to the chocolate store to buy my wife her chocolate and her flowers for Valentine's Day, because I don't want my family to be looking at me like I ain't shit. So I got to go and buy things too. But I stand conflicted, because one part of me says I'm a simp and the other side says that I'm being a good husband. Once again, I don't have all the answers. Not entirely sure I know all the questions to even ask, let alone ain't having any answers. So my name is Arshawn Wade, a.k.a. The Angry Nerd. I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for listening. If you're on Facebook Live right now, thank you for watching. Peace.